Basic Appraisal Principles, page 188. Unit 3, Legal Considerations. Declaration also states the number of votes each owner has in the Unit Owners Association. The declaration indicates the purpose the units are intended to be used for: residential, commercial, or retail use, for example. It also specifies any restrictions on use or transfer of a unit. The declaration provides for the formation of a unit owners association, often called a condominium association. The association is made up of the owners of the individual condominium units. Each unit owner is automatically a member of the association. The main purpose of the association is to manage, control, regulate, and maintain the common elements in the condominium. The association members elect a board of directors. The board of directors is responsible for making decisions concerning maintenance, repair, and management of the condominium. The board of directors governs the condominium in accordance with the bylaws of the association. The bylaws require periodic meetings of the association members and an annual report on the association's finances. The association, usually through the board of directors, adopts rules, regulations, and budgets. It creates and amends bylaws. It also imposes and collects assessments for common expenses. The association has the power to assess each unit for funds necessary for the maintenance, repair, or replacement of any of the common elements. For instance, roof replacement, for example. Each unit is assessed an amount based on its assigned percentage. For example, if a unit owner has a 2% interest in the common elements, that unit owner's portion of any maintenance costs would be 2% of the total. If a unit owner doesn't pay the required assessments, a lien may be placed on the unit, and eventually the unit may be foreclosed. In many situations, the members of the association, the unit owners themselves, vote on various issues concerning the condominium. Normally, the voting power of each owner is the association is measured by percentage of interest. For instance, if a unit owner has a 3% undivided interest in the common elements, her vote in the association would count as 3%. But some associations disregard the percentage of interest and allow each unit owner one vote. Each purchaser of a condominium unit receives a deed for that individual unit. The deed gives a legal description of the unit and states what percentage of interest in the common elements the new owner is receiving. For example, Unit 6 in Horizon Hills condominium, as shown in the declaration recorded in Ramsey County under recording number 85040100239, together with an 8% undivided interest in the common elements of said condominium. An undivided interest in the common elements cannot be sold separately from the unit it is allocated to. Each unit in a condominium is assessed and taxed separately. The common elements are not taxed because the assessed value of each unit includes the value of the percentage of interest in the common elements that goes along with the unit. Extra note, Declaration of Condominiums. Page 189. The association maintains insurance on the common elements and the units, but this insurance does not cover a unit owner's furnishings and other personal property or most injuries that occur inside a unit. A unit owner who wants to be fully covered must purchase separate hazard and liability insurance for the unit. Because the individual condominium units are separately owned, they can be separately financed. Owners may mortgage their individual unit. If the owner defaults, the lender may foreclose on the individual unit. The rest of the unit owners in the condominium are not affected. Townhouses. Townhouses, like condominiums, combine ownership in severalty with tenancy in common, which means an undivided interest in the common elements. However, in a townhouse development, each owner not only owns a dwelling unit in severalty, but also owns the lot the home is located on in severalty. In most cases, townhouses are regulated as condominiums under the Common Interest Ownership Act. The same requirements concerning the declaration and disclosure statements apply. Appraiser's perspective. Some property that appears to look like the typical townhome, detached townhome, or single-family residence might actually be legally recorded as a condominium. The appraiser should carefully review the legal description because this is where a clear delineation is made in what is included with the property. Time sharing. Time sharing is usually a special type of condominium ownership. Instead of purchasing an entire unit, buyers purchase the use of a unit for a particular period. In a timeshare arrangement, a co-owner has the exclusive right to possess the property for a specified period each year. For example, Alice has a timeshare interest in a condominium unit in Palm Springs. Alice's interests give her the right to use the unit from December 1st through December 15th each year. She schedules her vacation during that period. Bob, Carl, Diane, Elizabeth, and so on have similar interests in the same unit, each for a different annual period. Each timeshare owner purchases an interest for a fraction of the total cost of the unit. A timeshare arrangement could be developed for any kind of housing, but it has been mostly commonly used for resort condominiums. Cooperatives. Another form of common interest community is the cooperative. Like most condominiums, most cooperatives are residential buildings, although they may also be used for commercial or retail purposes. Title to cooperative building and the surrounding land is generally held by a corporation formed for that purpose. Extra notes: you own the land and it points to townhouses. Oh God, worst investment you can make, and it points to time sharing. Like 1 week a year, you can get screwed, and it's pointing to time sharing, so watch out with time sharing. And like condominiums, generally held by a corporation, and it points to cooperatives.